In this lesson, students will apply the concepts of division to recognize that a digit in the ones place can be divided by 10 to represent the place to the right. We want students to be able to discuss the value of numbers and see how the value changes by moving digits from one place to another. In this lesson, students are taught to visualize the concept of dividing by 10. This lesson provides crucial understanding for upcoming concepts in your students' education of decimals and fractions. When a number is multiplied by 10, we create groups of 10. For instance, if 6 is multiplied by 10, I get 6 groups of 10 with the value of 60. When the number 22 is multiplied by 10, it becomes 22 groups of 10 with the value of 220. This form of thinking will be used in the lesson today. This chart is the place value chart. The value of each digit in a number depends on its place or position. The chart helps students understand how numbers are composed. Today, we will use the inverse operation of multiplication to divide to understand the value of numbers as they move to the right on the place value chart. If I have 1 in the thousands place, the value is 1,000. When 1,000 is multiplied by 10, the value is 10,000. Each time the number moves to the left, the number is increased by 10. If the number is moved to the right on the place value chart, the inverse is taking place. Rather than multiplying the value by 10, the number is being divided by 10. If there is 1 in the thousands column and it is divided by 10, the number is 10 times smaller and the value becomes 100. If I had 1 in the hundred thousands column, the value would be 100,000. If it is multiplied by 10, the value would be 1 million. But if I want to divide 100,000 by 10, I would break 100,000 into 10 equal groups, totaling 10,000. Writing numbers in the chart helps visualize what happens to the number when divided by 10. If 4 is in the hundreds place, the value of the 4 is 400. If the number is multiplied by 10, I would have 4,000. 400 times 10 is 4,000. If I divide 400 by 10, the number no longer gets 10 times bigger. It gets 10 times smaller. 400 divided by 10 is 40. Next, let's look at 3,400. If it is multiplied by 10, the value becomes 34,000. When the number is multiplied by 10, each digit increases by 10. If I divide 3,400 by 10, the value of each digit decreases by 10, and I would end up with a 3 hundreds, 4 tens, and 0 ones, totaling 340. The objective of this lesson was to apply the concepts of division to recognize that a digit in one place can be divided by 10 to represent the place to the right. We met this objective as we modeled with numbers on the chart. To see when numbers are divided by 10, they decrease in value.